Welcome to episode 19 of the VP podcast. I'm really glad to have today's guest on, Brandon Barnum, widely known as the King of Referrals. He's an award winning entrepreneur, author of four number one best-selling books in the Raving Referrals series, and CEO of HOA.com. Brandon took his income from 20K to 200K in just 18 months and has since generated over 500 million in referral based networks that span 195 countries. He's here to share how small business owners can build stronger relationships, grow revenue through referrals, and scale smarter, not harder. Brandon, thanks again for jumping onto this episode. Um, so,
It's my pleasure, brother. Thank you for having me. Anything that I can do to serve those who have served is my pleasure and honor.
oh, okay, yeah. So let's kind of backtrack and kind of discuss the journey on the the spike in income, because I was actually curious about that. So you
Oh, the 10X?
10x,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
in 18 months.
yeah.
What was the mindset shift that triggered that transformation, or is there what was a significant uh, business technique
Sure.
or tactic that triggered that?
Well, first it came out of necessity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a son at 22, and at 24,
Mm-hmm.
I got full custody, and I was a single dad. And at
Mm-hmm.
that point, I was only making 20,000 a year, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
do something different. I couldn't afford the mortgage for the house I bought and
Mm-hmm.
daycare, and so I got into the mortgage industry, and I found
Mm-hmm.
a mentor that kind of taught me the art and the science of what I now call raving referrals, and I
Mm-hmm.
was able to 10x my income from 20,000 to $200,000 per year within
Mm-hmm.
18 months. And a lot of it is, what I teach in the book, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
about much of it's about creating partnerships with other people that are serving your perfect prospects every day, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
business owners and there's professionals that are out there, they're serving your perfect prospect. What if
Mm-hmm.
you could partner with them so they're promoting you and referring you every single day?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically by initiating a referral system, that was a process that you used to drastically escalate this income level, right?
It was all referrals, absolutely.
Oh
I what
wow,
I
wow,
did was I got into the mortgage business and I
yeah,
started partnering with professionals that were serving homeowners, right?
yeah,
Real estate agents, financial advisors, insurance
mm-hmm,
agents, contractors.
mm-hmm,
And what I did was I started adding value to them as much as possible
mm-hmm.
and referring them whenever I could and really creating what I call a trusted team of
Oh, okay,
professionals where a client for one of us often was a client for all of us. We were
oh
cross
wow,
referring, cross promoting, and
uh-huh.
together we were helping each other win more business and live better lives.
Oh, okay. And just in case in case I don't want to assume, of course, because we have business owners of different
Industries, yeah.
experience levels. Can you kind of explain a little what referral marketing is?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it's known by many names, word of
Hmm.
mouth marketing, but
Hmm.
basically it's when someone says, "Hey, you got to check out the Entrepreneur podcast," right? Oh,
Hmm.
they do an amazing job.
Hmm.
So in my business, I was in the mortgage business. I
Hmm.
focused on partnering with other people that were serving homeowners that might
Hmm.
need a loan, right? They were either
Hmm.
looking to purchase real estate or they were refinancing, and they would recommend me to the
Hmm.
clients that they served because I was the
Yeah.
answer to the
Uh-huh.
challenges that their clients served. And here's some interesting facts about referrals. If
Hmm.
you are listening right now and you serve business owners, 84% of all business to business sales start with a referral. right? So if you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to sell to business owners, you want somebody that's escorting you in, that's elevating your expert authority and really
Mm-hmm.
endorsing you as the best solution. That's
Yeah.
what leads to the sale. Make sense?
Oh wow. Oh wow. So eight. That's a, oh, wow. That's a whopping
84%.
number.
Right.
I did not know that metric. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
84%. And 90% of people say they trust recommendations from people
Mm-hmm.
that they know.
Mm-hmm.
And the other interesting stat is that when someone is referred to you, they are
Mm-hmm.
400% more likely to hire you. So your
Oh wow.
closing rate goes up, your
Mm-hmm.
average revenue per client goes up, they
Mm-hmm.
stay with you longer as a client, they refer more people. So they're 16% more profitable overall when someone is referred to you rather
Yeah.
than finding you online or through some web search.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Um. So okay. So obviously, uh, it has many legs. If I could ask real quick for entrepreneurs that are starting out, what is the first step? I mean, how do you even how do you build this from the scratch? From
Sure.
in uh, how do you build a referral based business from the scratch? From the assuming you want to
Yeah, what I would recommend is everybody start with the referral score quiz. If you go to
hmm
referralscorequiz.com, there's a
hmm
10 question quiz. It'll take you like a minute, maybe two, if you
Oh,
read a
okay.
little slower. And
Uh-huh.
you self assess in the 10 best practices when it comes to referral. And what
hmm
happens is that'll show you some blind spots in your
hmm
business. There's probably some things you're doing really well and other
hmm
things you're not doing well because you don't even know about it. It's not on
Yeah.
your radar.
Oh,
Les
wow.
Brown says we can't see the picture when we're inside the frame. So
Yeah.
the referral score quiz helps you identify some things that you might not see. But one of the first things that I recommend, there's
hmm
three places that we get referrals. Okay.
hmm
Our clients and customers. Who are you already serving? And how
hmm
can you get more referrals from the people that have had the experience of
hmm
buying your product or service and
hmm
they're already a fan? Let's turn them into fanatics that are
hmm
promoting you far and wide, right? So your clients and customers, number one. Number two, your social sphere.
Yeah.
And yes, that includes everybody on social media. It
Uh-huh.
also includes everybody that's a contact in your phone
Oh,
or in
man.
your CRM. Anybody
Uh-huh.
that's in your life, they
Yeah.
should be hearing from you on a regular basis so
Uh-huh.
that your brand is on their brain. They're thinking
hmm
about you. And that way, when they come into contact with somebody that needs the service that you provide, you're going to solve their challenge or problem. They're going to
Uh-huh.
recommend you to their people. And then lastly is other professionals and business owners. Like you got a
hmm
lot of entrepreneurs here, right?
hmm
Think about the other businesses that are serving your clients and customers every day. Who can you partner with? And
hmm
there we focus on three things. Who am I already receiving referrals from? You probably already
hmm
have some businesses that refer to you. What if you
Yeah.
could sit down with them? We teach a referral partner blueprint. What if you could
Oh,
sit
wow.
down with them and build more business together? So, number one, who are you receiving referrals from? Number
Yeah.
two, who do you give referrals to? And you're like,
Uh-huh.
man, I'd like to get some back. Well, we teach you how in the Raving
Yeah.
Referrals book. And then the third category is all the people that you know that are
Yeah.
in the industries that you should be partnering with.
Yeah.
You need to call out and reach out to them and go, hey, the reason I'm calling is I realized I have a lot of clients that could use your services. So I'd
Yeah.
like to sit down and see if we can formalize a referral partnership. Is that something
Wow.
you'd be interested
Oh,
in?
okay.
If I called you with that, what would you say?
Yeah, I would say absolutely yes.
Come
That's a
on,
no-brainer.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, absolutely. So
Yeah.
that's what we teach, and everybody says yes, and then you get to sit down with them and talk about
Uh-huh.
how you win more business together.
Wow, I'm glad you have so by the way, your two books, these on Amazon or
Yeah,
we're gonna have
yeah,
the
we got
links here on
four
the
books
description.
actually, so
The
different
four
industries. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, we're gonna get them all. So
No, it's all good. The
the
main book is Raving Referrals.
is
So for
Raving
most
Referrals. So
people, the original book, Raving Referrals, this is the first in the series.
Mm-hmm.
We did a book for dentists. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're a dentist or you serve
Mm-hmm.
dentists, this is a great book for you. And then I came from the mortgage world. So of course we had to write a book for the mortgage lenders. And I just
Mm-hmm.
released a book for real estate agents. This is our most recent book that we launched at the Remax conference about
Oh,
6 weeks ago.
okay. And these are all on Amazon, right?
All on
Or
Amazon. That's
okay,
right.
okay, got you. Okay. So, how does relationship capital
Hmm.
compare to the more known financial capital? In
Hmm.
your opinion?
Well, I think the relational equity that you build with people leads to
Hmm.
financial freedom, right? So if you
Oh,
want to
okay.
make more money, you need to
Hmm.
have more people that know, like, trust, and hire you, right?
Hmm.
Ultimately, you got to get hired to get paid. Before you get
Hmm.
hired, you got to get trusted. And before that, you got to get known and liked. And so, relational equity is about who are you really building your life with? I have
Hmm.
a top, we teach top 50. Who are the top 50 clients, customers, partners that you want to focus and follow up with every single month?
Hmm.
So I have a list on my whiteboard of the
Hmm.
people that I intentionally
Hmm.
build relational equity with, right? I
Hmm.
call them, I do lunch with them, I see them at mastermind events, or we jump on Zoom together and just catch
Hmm.
up, because these are the people that I want to do life with. And you should have a list like that.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So top 50, right?
Top 50. Yep. Yep.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's great to know. If we can kind of dive in a little into systems, sales, that sort of stuff. So, quite a few, a fraction of entrepreneurs or small business owners
Mhm.
actually are solopreneurs or even have smaller teams.
Right.
What would you say is a lean way to build a referral partnership for those smaller guys?
Yeah, the process is honestly the same. I think the
Mhm.
question is, what technology solutions do you use? And yes,
Oh,
those change depending on the scale of your business. But
oh,
you
okay.
start off with the referral partner blueprint is identifying who do
Oh,
you
okay.
already serve, who's your market,
Hmm.
and then you think about who is already serving them. What are the
Hmm.
industries? Like, we talk about homeowners because I run HOA.com, right? So we
Hmm.
focus on, we're building AI for HOAs and we're revolutionizing the homeowner association world. So
Hmm.
who do we serve? We serve realtors, mortgage lenders, insurance agents, financial planners, painters, plumbers, and all the different pros who
Hmm.
serve homeowners. So
Hmm.
typically most people either serve homeowners slash consumers or they
Hmm.
serve business owners. It's kind of one or the two. Outside of
Oh,
that,
okay.
there's education and government, right? But for the most part, it's either homeowners or business owners. So identify who those other people and businesses are. Think about
Hmm.
who you already have a relationship, who already knows, likes, and trusts you, that
Hmm.
you can approach and say, hey, again, I think we could do a lot of business. I'd love to sit down with you and
Hmm.
strategize how we grow our businesses together.
Oh, okay. Oh, awesome, awesome. Um, s- okay. So you mentioned personality based AI. I think
Yeah.
how do small business owners leverage that? Is that part of uh, what's on the website, or how can what's the approach on that?
Yeah, so we teach a program called Bank Code. It actually
Hmm.
comes from the book Why They Buy. So if you want to
Hmm.
close more sales in less time, use Bank.
Hmm.
Bank is a personality system, okay?
Oh,
And
okay.
what this does is every human being has a personality code. And
Hmm.
it's kind of like knowing their PIN code, right? If you want to
Hmm.
take money out of the ATM, you
Hmm.
don't need to know the right four numbers to punch in to get your money, right? Same
Huh.
thing when it comes to sales. So
Yeah.
each of these personalities are different. The first one's called blueprint. And a
Yeah.
blueprint personality is somebody that's highly organized. They're going to color inside the lines. They're all
Mhm.
about systems and processes and predictability, right? You got a
Mhm.
lot of police officers. They love
Mhm.
rules. They're going to
Mhm.
abide by the rules. They're going to show up early, never late. They're going to
Mhm.
communicate what's going on, right? Then you got
Mhm.
the action personality. So that's the
Mhm.
blueprint is B. Then your
Mhm.
A is action. These are the people, they love the red carpet. They
Mhm.
drink Red Bull for breakfast. They're all about freedom and fun and right
Yeah, yeah,
attention.
yeah.
They want the
I think I know a
microphone,
few of those.
right? You
Okay.
know who I'm talking
Mhm.
about.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
them, you got to net it out fast. For the
Uh-huh.
blueprint personality,
Mhm.
you want to help them understand step by step when they hire
Mhm.
you, what can
Mhm.
they expect to experience? With the action,
Mhm.
they don't care about that, man. Just tell me how I'm going to win big fast. You're going to make me
Yeah,
look and feel amazing and have the time of my life. I'm all in,
yeah.
right? They're fun.
Uh-huh.
So then you've got the nurturing personality. This is the N in bank. Okay,
Yeah,
these are
uh-huh.
the nurturers. They're the lovers in the room. They love charity and community and
Yeah.
conversation, and
Uh-huh.
they're going to hug you and they're going to
Uh-huh.
love you. And with them, you want to make sure and look them in the eye, maybe pat them on the shoulder, create that
Yeah,
connection because that's what they
yeah.
care about. And then
Uh-huh.
lastly, the K in bank is knowledge. These are
Mhm.
people, personality types where they want all the information. With a
Oh,
knowledge
wow.
personality, they're all about learning, intelligence, science, truths, right? With
Yeah.
them, you never want to pressure a high knowledge person
Uh-huh.
to make a decision on the spot. What
Uh-huh.
you want to do is provide them as much information as possible to
Yeah.
make a wise and informed decision. So, what happens is this: when you understand someone's bank code, it's like getting
Mhm.
the code to the bank, the vault, right? And what
Yeah, yeah,
happens
yeah.
is
Man.
you close more sales in less time because now you're
Uh-huh.
speaking their language
Yeah.
and you're giving them the information that
Wow.
they need to make a wise, informed decision. And they
Uh-huh.
can do it quickly when you know their code.
Wow. That's amazing. So are there okay, because different people, different entrepreneurs are at different levels, obviously. You're not going to get it right the first time. What would you say are the biggest mistakes um, that entrepreneurs, make when engaging in this in a referral strategy? What
Mm.
should people avoid?
I think the biggest gap is people don't ask for referrals. They feel
Uh-huh.
uncomfortable and
Uh-huh.
awkward asking for referrals. They don't feel worthy. They don't
Uh-huh.
know when to ask. So we teach the art of the ask because
Uh-huh.
you should feel if you're a business owner and
Yeah.
you're serving a client, you want to listen up right now because this will change the game for you. There's
Yeah.
three steps in the art of the ask. Okay. Number one is to set the stage. Set the
Hmm.
stage. Number two is to listen for the referral triggers. And then number three is to ASK to GET. We're going to ask at the right time in the right way to get all the referrals that you want. Okay. But
Yeah.
let's unpack that. It all starts with setting the stage. I also call
Hmm.
it planting seeds, right? Because when you set the stage, what you're doing is
Uh-huh.
at the end of that first meeting, when they decide to hire you, maybe they've just signed the contract or they've
Hmm.
said they're moving forward with you. What you want to do is say, now, before I let you go, can I ask you a favor? Would it be okay if once I've proven myself to you and
Hmm.
given you a 5-star experience,
Hmm.
would it be okay to ask you for referrals? Because I love helping people like you get great results. And
Hmm.
so once I prove myself to you, is it okay if I ask you for referrals? Okay.
Hmm.
Now, what's happening here is you're not putting them on the spot. You're not
Yeah.
asking them for referrals right now. You may get
Yeah.
some referrals right then because they'll be like,
Uh-huh.
well, now that you mention it, my brother, uncle, sister, client, coworker
Yeah.
is talking about buying a house or renewing their insurance, whatever the case, whatever you sell and serve, right?
Yeah.
So let me just go ahead and refer you right now. But
Hmm.
that's not the goal. The goal when you set the stage is
Hmm.
that you get their agreement up front. Now you start providing your service. And what
Hmm.
happens is they're already thinking about it. And so if somebody mentions to them that they're needing your service, they're going to be like, well, actually, let me tell you about these guys. They do amazing. So you'll get
Oh,
more
wow.
referrals early on. But
Uh-huh.
now step two is to listen for the referral triggers.
Yeah.
And a referral trigger is like, wow, this is amazing. Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh,
Oh
thank you
man.
so much.
Oh
Right?
wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, ideally you create a wow experience for your
Uh-huh.
clients to the point where they actually say wow out loud.
Yeah.
Right? But
Uh-huh.
maybe it's thank you. Oh,
Uh-huh.
this makes me, you've made me look so good. I feel so great. I've made so
Yeah.
much money. I've lost so much weight. I've saved so much time. I've
Yeah.
broken through on my bit. Whatever service and outcome, whatever result you
Uh-huh.
provide, you want them to say wow or thank you. That's
Yeah.
step two,
Mm-hmm.
listening for referral triggers. Because once you hear that, then it's
Mm-hmm.
time for step three. We're going to ASK to GET because now they're in a peak referral state.
Mm-hmm.
They
My
just told you,
God.
right? Right?
Man, I mean, no, no, I'm excited because this is
You're
like
getting it.
brand new information. Man. This is brand new information. So they're in a peak referral state. Okay, okay,
That's right.
keep dropping the nuggets. Okay, so yeah, yeah, keep going, man. What and
Yeah, so
and
they've just raved about you, right? We call it
uh-huh,
raving referrals for a reason. They're like, "Oh man, you're amazing. This is so
yeah,
good. Thank you so
uh-huh,
much." And you're like, "Okay, that's the
uh-huh,
referral trigger. I just heard thank you." So now
yeah,
what you want to do is ASK to GET. You're going to ask for referrals at the right time, which is
mm-hmm,
now, in the
yeah,
right way, which is I'm so glad to hear that.
uh-huh,
Remember when we first started working together, I told you I was going to wow you with a 5-star experience, right?
yeah,
Well, now that you've had that, I'm looking to take on a couple other clients so that I can help them the way I've helped you. Is
yeah.
there anybody that you know right now that might
Oh
need my service?
man, wow. Okay,
Right?
I got you. I got you. Incredible, incredible. Okay, so
And
you
here's
have
the thing is when you do it this way, you can feel comfortable and
yeah,
confident because you're not asking for anything. You're really offering to serve. And
offering
this
this
is a
service.
really important point. This is a mindset shift. A lot of people
Uh-huh.
feel uncomfortable selling. Why?
Yeah.
Because selling is usually associated with being like manipulative or
Hmm.
slimy or
Yeah,
sleazy.
yeah,
We don't want to do
exactly.
that
Yeah.
ever.
Hmm.
No, man. We're serving. So anytime you feel uncomfortable, it's because you're focused on you
Yeah.
instead of your client or customer.
Oh man.
When you're
Wow.
focused on serving rather than
Yeah.
selling,
Uh-huh.
and you focus on delivering the result that's going to transform them, change their life, make things better, then
Hmm.
now you're giving, your energy changes, you're at a higher vibrational state,
Hmm.
and they
Yeah.
can feel it, right? If somebody's trying to sell us, we can
Yeah.
smell their commission breath and it
Yeah.
stinks. They're like pit flappers, right? They don't want to be pit
Man, yeah,
slapped. They
yeah. I
want to
know
be
what
served.
commission break. Okay, yeah, okay. Awesome, awesome. This is very, very insightful. Very insightful. Okay, so it's actually a systematic interaction and a systematic delivery combined with the communication. Okay, awesome. So, but you have to master how to ask for referrals. That is the biggest mistake people have to overcome.
It
Okay.
is. They don't ask and they don't get. If
Yeah.
you want
Wow.
more, ask more, but ask the right way and at the right time. And when
Mhm.
you set the stage, listen for the
Yeah.
referral triggers, and then you ask the right way and the right time, you're going to get more business.
Awesome. Okay. Let's kind of dive into leadership lessons a little
All
bit.
right.
Um, a lot of business owners struggle from uh, s- what you kind of mentioned before, from that service mindset to from I should even call it from a sale from that sales mindset to the
Mm,
service mindset because
right.
I think sales is the one that's more popular for whatever reason. Even that movie, the Wolf of Wall Street, right? It was all
Oh,
about
yeah.
sales. So I
Sell
mean
me this
that that
pen. Sell
that
me
sell
this
me this fan,
pen.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
a lot of business owners they struggle from bridging going from that sales you know uh, conditioning to the
Yeah.
service mindset that you mentioned, which is where you want to be at. So how can how can that gap be bridged? I want to know myself because I'm hearing this. I'm going to use this when I go to the next networking meeting, so I can see when
Oh,
I talked about a next person that I
Let's
provide
talk about
service.
sales and then let's
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
networking because I think a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people fail at networking. So let's
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
that. But it's a mindset. I think
Mm-hmm.
the reality is that people want to sell more, but if you want to sell more, you got to serve more, right? Let's
Yeah.
transition this into a networking event. Most people go to networking
Mhm.
events and they go up to people and the first thing they do is they like hand them their business card, right?
Yeah,
Instead
yeah.
of
That's what you're taught, right? The elevator pitch. Get your
I don't
business
think
card.
they're taught anything. I don't think they know,
Yeah.
man. They just kind of
Uh-huh.
go in blindly and they're like, I think number one, they don't, most people, not
Uh-huh.
every, some
Mm-hmm.
people know this.
Mm-hmm.
Most people have no plan. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that I teach people before they even walk through the door is to have a
Mm-hmm.
plan. What's your objective? This is the Vetrepreneur podcast. What's your
Mm-hmm.
mission?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's your mission before you walk in the room? If your mission, if your objective is to
Mm-hmm.
meet a specific type of person, let's say you need a CPA in
Mm-hmm.
your trusted team, your network that you
Mm-hmm.
so you can serve your clients. You want to have one of each type of professional on your trusted team that you're
Mm-hmm.
referring to them and they're referring to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's a CPA, unless you got a different example. Any
Mm-hmm.
example you want to use?
Oh
A
no, no,
CPA
we
good
can
for you.
yeah, we can go with a CPA. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
everybody needs
So
that. Yeah.
when you walk through the door, you want
Mm-hmm.
to introduce yourself to the people that manage the event. You're going to check in at registration. They're going to ask
Mm-hmm.
you your name, what company, where you're registered, whatever the case may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're introducing yourself, what you want to do is you want to say, hey, by the way, I am so and so with such and such, and I'm here today because I'm looking for a great CPA that I
Mm-hmm.
can send business to and build my
Mm-hmm.
business with. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have any good CPAs, 5-star CPAs or guys that you would rate as a 9 or a 10 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you think about it, what's the goal and objective of the people that are running the event? They want to get people connected, right?
Connected. Yeah, yeah.
They know all the people in the room, don't they?
Uh-huh.
So rather than stumbling and bumbling
Eh,
around the room
yeah.
like you're blind,
Oh
going,
my goodness. This is it. This is insane because once you go to one of those things, two of those things, three of those things, you're in your mind, you think, I've been to all of them. The next one you go to, you skip the person at the front. You skip the guy that you mentioned, and you go right into talk about, the Mavericks or sales or whatever. That this is mind blowing.
it's
It's right in front of your face, but it's still a lot of. I know for a fact. I skip. I don't. Hey man, this is great. This is good stuff. This is good stuff.
it's gold. It's gold because
Yeah,
the
have a
people that
goal. Yeah,
run the event know everybody
yeah,
in the event. They're checking
exactly.
everyone in, right?
Yeah,
They're finding out about them. They're
uh-huh.
collecting their business card, and
Yeah.
nobody's having this conversation with you. I'm telling you.
Wow.
So when you go and you say, "Hey, here's who I'm looking for," they're going to
Yeah,
be like, "Oh my gosh, you need to meet George. You need to
yeah.
meet Cindy. Oh, would you mind introducing me to them?"
Wow.
The other thing that you want to do is you want to have somebody else create
Hmm.
the connection.
Yeah.
Now they introduce you, hey, let me get
Hmm.
you connected to George or to Cindy.
Hmm.
And they're going to say, hey, by the way, this he's looking for a great CPA he can refer business to,
Hmm.
right? So you two really should connect. Now, George and Cindy are like, oh, that's fantastic
Hmm.
because they're looking for somebody that can send them business.
Yeah.
So it's a
So
win-win system for everyone involved.
yeah. So it's important that you have someone make the introduction. You don't wanna do the introduce your person introduce yourself to the person cold and direct. It's that's
I
element.
don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. I mean, you can do it
Uh,
that way. There's nothing
yeah.
wrong with it.
Uh,
So first of all,
uh-huh.
there's nothing wrong with leads. I just
Hmm.
personally, I don't want a lead. I teach lead as a 4-letter word. I want a referral. I want somebody that has been where somebody's raved about me and they're like,
Yeah.
oh man, you have got to connect with Brandon. That's a
Yeah.
whole different level
That's a whole
than
different.
somebody texting me
Oh
a name and a
man.
phone number.
Yeah. Wow. Huh. Yeah. This is a yeah. This is a very very insightful. So
It
let
should
me
be
ask you
basic
this.
training. I tell you what,
No, no, you have no idea. You have no idea. um, so let me ask you, how as far as your business, I guess the way you shaped your business. How did your leadership style evolve as you went
Oh,
from a smaller business to scaling your business globally? Because your organization is worldwide now.
yeah, so Raving Referrals is global.
Hmm.
HOA.com, we focus in the US. I mean,
Hmm.
look, the key to leadership, not to take y'all to church, but lead like Jesus. Lead with
Hmm.
love. Like,
Hmm.
it's pretty simple. But,
Hmm.
when, first of all, you've got to have a vision. You've got to have a mission. You've got to
Hmm.
communicate to your people. I've
Hmm.
had business coaches and mentors that have focused on teaching me how to lead.
Hmm.
But I also hire leaders. I just got
Yeah.
off with our COO, and
Hmm.
he was a 30-year captain in the Navy, right? So
Hmm.
he oversaw 412,000 troops and a $561 billion budget and
Hmm.
reported to the Joint Chiefs. Those are the types of people that I want in my organization. So I
Hmm.
look for leadership.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
he was just coaching me up.
Hmm.
Like, I'm the CEO, but I'm
Hmm.
always looking for advice and counsel and feedback, right?
Yeah.
Feedback's the
Yeah.
breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
So I think we got to be mentoring people, and we've got to be mentored by leaders
Hmm.
that we respect. On Monday, I was just with a Christian chairman that I've known for 25 years, and we meet
Hmm.
once a month, quick
Yeah.
30-minute call just to kind of check in. And,
Hmm.
there it's about who you're doing life with, but we are talking about this conversation around leadership.
Hmm.
And there's different styles of leadership, right? You've
Hmm.
got collaborative, you've got democratic, you've got different styles that you use at different times. But the
Hmm.
key is make sure your team knows what the mission is, help
Hmm.
them understand their orders. What is it that you expect them to do? What are they responsible for? What do they
Hmm.
need to report? And then give them the ability to go execute, right? Make
Hmm.
sure that they have your full faith and confidence and that they're going to go out and deploy your orders.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that is absolutely essential. Leadership is sometimes, you in the process of go, sometimes business owners, we forget about those leadership fundamentals. Let me ask on raving referrals.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so okay, you obviously have the book out now. Did you? What was your goal in writing that book? So did you want to basically um, put down the entire framework, or was it more of a book to pep? Well, let me ask you, what was your goal and
What was the goal?
inspiration for? Uh
My initial goal was I know what works, right? I've served
huh.
over 250,000 realtors over my career. I've served over
Uh huh.
5 million business professionals on my
Hmm.
tech platforms. And so I want to help them understand what changed
Hmm.
my life, and that's referrals and partnerships. And
Hmm.
for our HOA.com certified pros, I wanted them to understand how do they really build their business by referral. And so I had to get it out of my brain and into a book. So that was the
Uh huh.
first book. And my mentor is Mark Victor Hansen. He wrote all those
Hmm.
Chicken Soup for the Soul books. He
Oh,
sold
she can
over
still. Oh, okay.
500 million
Yeah.
books.
Hmm.
And what I learned from him is don't write a book, build a brand. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of using the Chicken Soup for the Soul model and creating
Hmm.
separate books for each industry vertical. That way we
Hmm.
can really get deep into the scripts, the tips, and the systems that are
Hmm.
in going to impact each individual industry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's great. Great.
Now, if
I'm
you're if you're asking what comes out of it, I'll tell you what, speaking opportunities, like people hire me to come speak, that
uh-huh.
didn't happen before I wrote the books, right?
Uh-huh.
The other opportunity is like partnership opportunity. My
Hmm.
latest book that we just launched about 6 weeks ago,
Hmm.
I've created two partnerships with companies that we featured in the book. One
Hmm.
has 670,000 agents, the other one has about 900,000 real
Oh,
estate
wow.
agents.
Wow.
And so, because I gave first, I
Mm-hmm.
promoted them and I reached out to them and said, hey, I'm going to feature your company in
Mm-hmm.
my next book. And as a result of giving first, that allowed me to create a relationship. And
Yeah.
now they're about to promote us to combined about 1.5 million real estate agents.
Oh wow. Awesome. Also, so it is definitely important to give first. That's the underlying message. That's great. That's great. Awesome.
Give first and then also serve regardless of opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're looking at an opportunity to serve and you're thinking about what you're going to get out of it, you're in the
Mhm.
wrong energy, the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
mindset.
Wrong
Stay in a
mindset.
servant mentality. When you
Hmm.
come from that place of service, people can feel it. And that's
Hmm.
where they rave about you. They love you because they feel your love.
Hmm. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Great. So what would you okay, if there was uh one golden, because I this is obviously more than I have a feeling that if I read the book, I'm gonna get more get more than just referrals, but
Yeah.
just as far as kind of zeroing in on uh referral as an asset and strategy.
Mhm.
What will be one golden uh tip that, or golden nugget that you would leave for business owners who are just
Yeah.
starting out?
I got two of them. The first one we talked
Mhm.
about, ask,
Uh-huh.
right?
Hmm.
Ask. That's number one. The second one is the fortune is in the follow up,
Hmm.
right? You get not because you ask not, but also you
Hmm.
don't follow up. Most people, this is where they fall short. When they go and serve clients, usually most people do a really good job, right?
Yeah.
They provide their service with a level of excellence and they're
Hmm.
proud of the work that they do and the result
Hmm.
that they deliver.
Hmm.
And especially in the trades, right? We call it going into ghost mode because
Hmm.
most of the painters and the plumbers and the electrician and the garage door people, they serve your house and then they go in ghost mode. You never hear from them again.
Yeah.
And if that's you and you're listening and you're like, oh, dang, that one kind of hit me through the eyes, start following up with your
Yeah.
client base. Make
Yeah.
sure your brand is on their brain, that they're hearing
Hmm.
from you at least once a month, whether it's
uh,
email, text messages. I love to do events because
yeah.
events drive revenue, right? When you
Hmm.
invite people to events, like I also say, we talked about networking earlier, never
Hmm.
network alone. If you're going to a networking event,
Hmm.
text and reach out to some of the people that you're building a referral partnership with. They're
Yeah.
looking for more business. Invite
Yeah.
them to be your referral wingman. You guys work the
Yeah.
event together. And then,
Oh man.
right? We talked
Wow.
about the
Yeah.
CPA earlier. Well, if you
Yeah.
let your person know, hey, I'm looking for CPAs, who are you looking
Yeah.
for? Oh,
Yeah.
you're looking for a business attorney? Okay,
uh,
I'll keep my eyes and ears out. And now,
yeah.
as you meet different people, you're able to
uh,
connect them to the people they're looking for while they
yeah.
connect you to the people you're looking for.
Wow. Yeah, that's absolutely it, man. So no, okay. So you definitely in the top three podcasts. Because I just know from this podcast that I know nothing. So, but
Yeah.
I really yeah, I really appreciate you sharing all the powerful insights that I obviously a lot of small business owners overlook. And
Yeah.
could you please show your book again? Because I know you should already. It's Raving Referrals, guys, on Amazon. I know that I'm gonna get it. I don't know about you. I'm gonna soak up all the knowledge
Come on.
on this book as well as the one I got from Brandon. So, is there any major uh, moves or projects that you've planned for
Oh,
your company coming out coming up in the near future, Brandon? Or
Oh yeah, so many. So I
oh
mentioned
wow.
earlier, we're doing AI for HOAs. We're on a mission to
Hmm.
create unity through community, but really
Hmm.
create the future of community. So that's what
Hmm.
we're on. My next launch in 13 days from today, we launch our
Hmm.
certified HOA specialist
Yeah.
course and designation. What we're doing is we're helping realtors become
Mm-hmm.
experts at HOAs because 53% of
Mm-hmm.
all homes in the US are in an
Mm-hmm.
HOA.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't love their HOA. So we're out to change that entirely. But we help the real estate agents become certified HOA specialists. And
Mm-hmm.
in that process, we teach them how to win more listings in
Yeah.
top HOAs by elevating their expert authority. And
Yeah.
then we endorse them on HOA.com. So they get more
Mm-hmm.
credibility, more
Yeah.
visibility. They win more listings, help more
Mm-hmm.
families, and make more money.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for leading the charge on that. And oh, by the way, can you share? I'm sure there's a lot of people once they listen to this, they're gonna want to find out where can people find you online and social media
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so if you serve homeowners, you can go to
Mm-hmm.
HOA.com. That one's pretty hard to forget,
Mm-hmm.
HOA.com. And then for me personally, just my name, it's BrandonBarnum.com. There you'll
Mm-hmm.
find all kinds of information about me. You should find the
Mm-hmm.
referral score quiz that we talked about, the referral
Mm-hmm.
partner blueprint. We give those away for free. We just want to help as many
Mm-hmm.
people as possible.
Yeah. Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much again, Brandon,
My pleasure.
for being in this episode. And again, all the links to all the resources that were discussed are going to be in the show description. Please listen to this episode, share it out with your friends and co-workers, business partners, etc. And follow us on the VP on our YouTube channel. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify as well. Other than that, thanks everyone, and see y'all again on the next episode.